It's that time again. It's stream time. Ooh, Sarybot has been quick today. Yes. We are live again with Beacon Pines because I wanted to play some more of this for various reasons. And I had to sneeze. And also it's appropriately spooky for the sort of Halloween weekend. Reminder again, there's no stream tomorrow, but we have a stream on Monday. Please check out this schedule. We are now 6 days till Extra Life. Hi Subterfuge. This time next week we will be well into our Extra Life stream. We're about 7 hours from the end. Provided I've set up my timer thing correctly. So yeah, this game is on Game Pass, but I did get a promo code for it, so thank you very much to the publisher / PR company / marketing company / whoever it was that authorized giving of codes. I appreciate it because it's a really cool game. I'm just trying to desperately remember where we got to. So we are the protagonist, which is the character in the middle with the little horns. The one on the left is our best friend, whose name I've currently forgotten. And the one on the right is our new friend, who's just moved into Beacon Pines. So this is like a multiple choice story thing, but you can go back and change the choice you made that split the story. Hi, Mr. Cornus. You're orange today. But yes. Hi Subterfuge. Hi Mr. Cornus. Welcome to my stream. So yeah, I think I've got everything set up for Extra Life aside from my sleep. Tarragon! Hi Tarragon, and thank you very much for the Extra Life donation. I know I sent you a thank you email, but I really appreciate it. That was a nice thing to wake up to the other day. So yeah, we've got all our scenes set up. We've got words on stream for the breaks, so that we can actually have a little bit of a break while we eat. I've got a list of games that should keep me occupied. So I just need to make sure I get the right amount of sleep and that I have my food sorted. And we'll be ready to go. But yes, it's creeping up on us. I can't believe 6 days and it's Extra Life. It's scary. I'm not quite sure what happened to October. I swear, it wasn't September that long ago, and it's already the end of October. So, yeah. So hopefully people can pop along. I realise that I'm totally not expecting anyone to be there for the entire 24 hours. Only me has to do the entire 24 hours. But it'll be really cool if you can pop along for a little bit and say hi. Because it keeps me going. The little viewer number, if the little viewer number gets lower, then I get sad because I'm like, no one's watching, but it's for the kids. And obviously if you can afford to do so, then please do feel free to donate. All goes to charity. So yes. Ting! Hi, Planting! Welcome. We're not doing it yet. Extra Life's next week. Next week, Extra Life. See the counter over there? But hi, welcome. So yeah, so we're playing Beacon Pines. This is the second stream of Beacon Pines. I think what happened the last time we played it. Also, I love the logo for the developer. Hiding Spot is gorgeous. We just got Weep. Oh yeah, we weren't quite sure whether it would say, where it would save. So I think what happened, I don't know if I can get into my tree. There we go. So what happened was we have made various choices. So we're currently, I believe, on the left, possibly? Or are we on the right? I don't know. So, yeah. So basically, you do actions and explore places and you get these words. I'm going to call them words because they are words. And the words can be used at various points in the story to change how the story goes. So you can see this one wasn't really much of a thing. You've got chill, hide, and ponder is behind my head. This was just to show you how it worked, talking to your gran in the garden. But then when you start here, when you had the interaction with your friend's big sister, you could either be a little shit or you could be chill. And one of those branched off this way, and one of those branched off that way. I can't remember which one right now. I think we only had chill to start with. So we did chill and we went this way. And then when we were a little shit and we kicked her in the shins, it went off this way. So then as you can see, we've got strange and we've got tickle. Which was when... Oh, there were the bullies. There were the bullies. We were strange to start with, and we accidentally, because there was some weird liquid on the floor, we accidentally, aged half our bully. Whereas when we did for tickle, we did a different choice. So then that split off here. I think this was the strange one. We decided we were going to be strange. So then we ended up on the roof of the treehouse fighting off clones, I can only assume. But we only had one choice because we haven't unlocked the other word that would branch off here. So we sort of ended on the fight and we couldn't really go much further. So I think we went off, the branch goes off to the right and we can't go up. When we were tickling, we then did something. Oh, thank you for the resub, Fuse. Really appreciate that. And thank you for tweeting out the stream, Mr. Cornus. Is that the right button? Yes! So everything goes to extra life. I have a button. That button says, I love you all, but also thank you for your support. So yeah, so this one, if we do the tickle and get the bullies to go away, but I don't know if someone gets splashed with the water. I think our friend might end up in the water instead of the bully. I can't remember exactly. Window to the soul. We've got shame as an option. I can't remember exactly what happened that we then had the choice on there. Honestly, I really can't. There was one where we got... Okay, so if we were a little shit and then... Yeah, so we don't have basically our friend. No, this is when we were a little shit and we had our friend, wasn't it? So we're looking for our friend, and what happened was we ended up getting kidnapped by the guy that owns the convenience store, I think. So then we sit there in the dark and we're ashamed, I think is what happened there. Okay, so then if we went on our... Or was this... No, was that when we went on our own? Because there was definitely a choice here. Yeah, so if we were chill and our friend didn't go with us, we went to this warehouse on our own and we basically got kidnapped. or, which was change, which was an ending. That was a bad ending. If we struggled, we went here, and this is when we met our new friend, and I think this was to do with the rain. Because this is the path that we went down, and because we made our new friend, and it rained, and the thunder rumbled, we went back inside, and we were late meeting our original friend, and he was very sad with us, and now we're sad because he basically said, I don't want to be your friend because you have other friends. I don't agree with that, but, you know, hey. Whereas this one, we went together, we got split up, and then we were trying to look for him. And that one, yeah, so these are two choices, but we don't have another choice here. So we've now got a choice there, but we're just going to finish off whatever our rumble route was. Because if there's a tick, we've done everything we can. If there's a question mark, we've not finished it yet. So those didn't make any difference whether you did ponder, hide, or chill. But these ones did. So we did just get upset or whatever it was, sad. I think it's in here. So yeah, so we did just get weep. We've also got pungent from a very smelly thing, but those aren't usable yet. We've got refuse, which we also haven't used. Succulent. So it's very much, indulgent. Yes, we've got lots of things that we've picked up from various bits and bobs. But yes. So, Rolo. Okay. We investigated the Valentine's warehouse alone. But then we struggled, so we didn't get kidnapped. And then we delivered jam. Jam was important, so this is the route that delivers the jam. So I need to remember that. Then our new friend Beck. We met our friend Beck for lunch, for dinner, because she's new and she wanted to prove to her parents, her mums, that she could make friends. So we were like, yes, of course we can be your friend. But then we were late catching up with Rolo at the treehouse and he was very mad at us. And I think that was unreasonable. Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you all right? I'm fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. I've got to run out and take care of some things. Okay. I'll be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
So this has a narrator who I really like. And then the characters have voices. And then, yeah, so we are weeping. We are sharing a room with Gran because she refuses to use our parents. Oh yeah, so our dad died in an accident or was possibly murdered. But Rolo's still going to go to the festival. And our mum disappeared, which is why our Gran is looking after us. She's going to be miserable.
Luca dozed off again.
Luca, I see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave you a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rhoda came by. What did he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is just to sit in your room all day? Pretty much. Good plan. Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it'd do you some good. Noted.
Luca still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rolo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
So, yes, I was unsure as to when it's saved, because I think I've done this bit before. There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway. I think I did a little bit of that. Can we kick the ball up there? Yes. This is
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first volume.
Luca carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind.
Hopefully you're all having a good weekend. And all that. Playing some good games, doing some things.
But it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luca, another little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck Modwell. She said you met yesterday. What did she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. Told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh, she seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rollo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. All right then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table, in case you want to bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon.
No, he was reading. That's a perfectly legitimate use of time.
He once again felt the weight of it all and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad, where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source. Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour. Make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame, see?
Seems very useless.
Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city.
Oh yeah, there's some kind of weird-ass conspiracy thing going on here. With like some kind of chemical experiment that went wrong, that killed people and then killed all their crops. And then this corporation's moved in and they seem really dodgy.
People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them. Not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him. Older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this.
There was the thing that aged. The liquid, the weird oozy liquid that aged. was like fast growing. I'm assuming it was some kind of crop thing to try and make the crops grow faster, but they aged instead.
Lucas staggered back. You aren't me.
But with the branching storyline, there could be.
Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Welp, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames. In a flash of cold light, he was gone. What does all of this mean? Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mum? We didn't eat food yesterday. Or drink. That's bad. No, dear. It's only Gran. I mean, if you like racing, then I can understand, wanting to watch. However, if you go to sleep now, you could wake up at 7 and watch the race. And just miss the practice, and then you'd have had sleep. I guess it depends on if you're tired and you feel you could sleep. Because that's always the thing. It's like, on Friday, was it Friday? No, on Thursday, I had a nap for like 2 hours. So, of course, I didn't get to sleep till like 3:30. Because I'd had a nap. And then I had to wake up for work. But like, last night, it was like midnight and I was like, I could read, but I could also go to sleep. And then I slept for like 9.5 hours and was very confused because I woke up and I was like, oh, the clocks have changed. So therefore I was like, no, the clocks don't change till tomorrow. But I was very confused. So tomorrow I'll get an extra hour's sleep, which basically means that I wake up at the same time, but I have an extra hour to do stuff, which makes me feel vaguely more productive. But yeah. I don't know. If you're tired, you should go to sleep. And if you really want to watch the race, you'll wake up. If you're not tired, then I guess you could stay up, but then, then you don't get sleep. And sleep's important. But yeah, those are questions that plague people. I have to figure out how to do the best sleeps for my extra live stream without basically ruining my sleeping pattern this week, and also feeling like ass on Friday. So yeah, it's only
Luca
Gran.
rubbed his eyes. The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? Don't feel like talking. That's just as well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Rolo fought about doesn't matter. But
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is, it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. People shouldn't say stuff when they're mad that they don't mean, and if they do mean it when they're mad, then, well, they should say it when they're not mad, and it has more effect. But maybe they shouldn't say stuff that's mean, though. And did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moments, and accept them in their worst. Ooh, now we have accept. Excellent. Now get your little butt out of bed. The festival's today. You don't want to miss that, do you? I guess not. Sounds like a good opportunity to make amends with Rolo, doesn't
Luca
it?
gave a reluctant nod.
So buy him a corn dog and apologise. But he's the one that... What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog That's a good boy. Because sometimes you have to be the bigger person. Sometimes it feels like you always have to be the bigger person and maybe someone else should apologize first. And then it's always weird if someone does because you're so used to being the bigger person. Everything's better with corn dogs. I've never had a corn dog. Is it actually made of corn? Or is it just a hot dog on a stick? And is it like a weird fake sausage or a real sausage? Because I can see sausage on a stick. You know, being good. Ooh, thank you for tweeting out the stream, Lady Magritte. But yes, I'm just trying to get back into the story. So yeah, so they were preparing for this festival. Someone's vandalized the sign, so that's going to be something funny. But yeah, there's this underlying something weird is going on in the town. And the elders seem to know what's going on. Like the Gran and like the greengrocer and like the person, like the chef at a restaurant, they've got like this group, and I think they're trying to stop whatever it is. But I'm not quite sure. It's a hot dog on a stick wrapped in a kind of cornmeal coating. Okay. Well, I've never had one, so I don't know whether this statement is true. But thank you, Mandy. I need to get going now. Got some last-minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. All right. I love you, Luca. Love you too.
Luca took a deep breath.
Okay.
Chapter 6.
Ooh, chapter 6.
Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo.
Yeah, so I think each time we make a choice, it's in a new chapter. And some of the stories end at like chapter 3. Some of them go through more chapters.
A big fight changes the nature of a friendship.
We've done a lot of backing and forthing.
Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding.
And it's a very good game.
If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rollo.
Okay, so we still haven't finished our Rumble branch, which is the one going off to the left. I'm wondering if the storm breaks, whether Rollo will not be mad at us. And then have we... No, we've still not unlocked another option for either of those. So we continue with Rumble. We then do break. But, you know, we haven't got a new action. But now we've got a lot of extra little ones. And I'm wondering if any of these will let me fish. This is our dad's grave. But yes, our mum went missing. I'm not sure if she's dead or not. There you are! Luca. Aurora wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
Sigh. Space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If you be brave, go somewhere quiet. Roxy, I don't... It's a riddle, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to find
Luca
him.
looked down and kicked at the dirt.
I've forgotten all what accents I did. I think she was a vaguely Scottishy type thing. Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing them as one favour. Now I need one favour from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. Space adventure, but though you don't need to buy it. If you be brave, go somewhere quiet. I'm going to go with you to the library. Oh, and there's a reporter who's an owl. But an owl and a kid. Oh, maybe they didn't do any vandalism. How goes the beetle hunt? Pretty rotten. Haven't seen so much as an exuvie. It's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. Oh yeah, so like the insects are going missing, which is weird. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed up and left. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion at the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it. Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Kerr's speech and the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. Ah, that'll be the vandalism. You don't want to miss it. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. Town's still falling apart. Weather's still cruddy. And last season's harvest looks like it's going to be worse than last year's. You said it. No amount of corporate pandering is going to change any of that. Exactly. But the lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. Fits. I'm still going to be mad at them. I'd just rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all. Because it's cool. Unique New York. Unique New York. Huh? Oh, don't mind me. Just warming up for my big ceremony
Mr. Kerr pointed
speech.
to his grinning mouth.
Got to limber up the old gab box. You nervous? Oh, heavens, no. We'll break a leg. Give me the gift of a grip top sock. Oh, it's like those. Fishing. Did you hear? After Mr. Kerr gives his big speech, we're gonna have the first annual biggest catch competition. As long as a boot qualifies as a catch, I'm a shoo-in. Good luck. So, now we've got a few more actions we can try. Oh no, we've tried all of them. So each one of the ones that lets you use it as bait.
Luca wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
Gives you one of these items, and there are I don't know how many there are. And then this is like a memory with Dad. So, but you can only fish it at once. That's our tree house. Ain't moving. Oh, and this poor guy used to have a lovely view. Then they put this building up, and they keep on putting stuff around him, and it's really bad.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Hey, Jeff, everything all right? No, yeah, everything's fine. I mean, used to be fine. Just ain't right these days, you know? I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, don't you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
So these are our bullies. Don't know why we're talking to them. Ha! Every single time. Yup. Wait for it. Unexplained sound once again noted. Oh yeah, so there's like 100 of those. That same guy. Like clockwork. A bunch of drones. And like one of the endings has the bully who was hit by the aging goop. And like 100 of these clones. Most welcoming of welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? See, there's 2 of them at least already. There's like 100, and there's like an army, and I'm not quite sure what's going on there, why there's a clone army. We always strive to improve. Nope. Oh, and this is a teacher who's also a writer and kind of narrates our story, but apparently she's not got a thing for it to say today. Piper, you're actually taking a break from studying. I wanted to see what all the festival fuss is about. But I can't help but notice you still brought your backpack full of books. Luca, backpacks can carry a lot more than just books. True, true. So what you got in there? Books. As it's the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the foul harvest. That's the turning point event where people died and stuff. I had my doubts about the perennial harvest. I mean, it could be. It could be. I assume that's a Star Wars reference. I don't really Star Wars. But it's red pandas. If that's a thing. Don't know, we haven't figured that one out. We don't have any other words for that branch, so we're sort of stuck. But I must admit, they do put on a nice party. Hi, Luca. How's Griffin doing? What? Oh, nothing.
Sariel became flesh.
Just pretend I didn't say anything. Okay, he's Griffin. Griffin must be one of the other kids. Maybe she's got a crush. I was able to return the perennial harvest safety suit you borrowed. Don't think anyone noticed. Good. Well, now will you tell me what you needed it for? It was a favour for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't going to harm Mr. Kerr, is it? All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. Oh yeah, so this is a family that was once in favour and like founded the town and stuff, and now they've fallen out of favour. And like, I think the one on the left is the mayor, and the other one's his sister, who adopted a kid when the dad died, because that was a condition of inheritance. I don't know, it's very convoluted. If you want to catch up, I really suggest you just watch the previous stream, or play it yourself. But I am going to try and interject with remembering things. But there may be questions unanswered. So, yeah. And this is our report about... Oh, it's a bat. Is it a bat? No. Bat. Bat, not owl. Ah, I've got a question for you. What do you think this whole festive is for? The way I figure it, Perennial Harvest is trying to win over the town. Like a bribe, but with balloons. Cynical. I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossipy clipboards. And if I told you that this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honour. Ooh, a special guest? Who? Haven't dug that deep yet, but whoever it is, PH thinks they're a big deal. Perennial Harvest. Yeah, so the Last Chance Diner, owner, Gran, and there's a grocer or something down here. The one that owns Birds and Bulbs, this guy, are involved in like some kind of... Ooh, smack! Haha! Play that funky music. Well, hit the watermelon 20 times. Oh, cool. I just like clicking on things. Because it says no touching. Hey, Luca. So you're done at the library? Huh? Oh,
Griffin
nothing.
looked away suspiciously.
Oh, that's Griffin. Nothing at all. Yeah, we know we need to go to the library. We're specifically avoiding it right now. Luca, did you know that Beacon Pines is actually unincorporated? A lot of people didn't know that. Well, yeah, I didn't know. What's that mean? It means most public works are handled internally. We do all the pipelines, the water treatment, building regulations. That's great. Census taking. Back away slowly. Emergency services. Okay, cool. Yeah, the History Museum is kind of a wash. It's just like a little movie thing. So, let's wait to the library. We know we need to go there. I'm just going to inspect all the other things first. So yeah, so this phone booth is actually a secret passage down to the underground lab thing, which we've explored. And yeah, there was a goopy stuff around here that changed people into... Made them older, some sort of goopy stuff. But yes, so there's definitely something dodgy going on. And then this is the big mansion.
The Valentine Mansion loomed over every
Valentine
other
family.
building in town, both figuratively and literally.
That's the family that built the town. And then this is where my new friend lives, Beck, with her two mums. One of whom is like, they're like completely opposite views. Like one's like vegan, fruitarian, yoga person, and one of them's like a scientist. Not that those are two bad things, just dichotomically opposed. But they are in a relationship. But they moved out for the job. The scientist one, who's working like with the weird ass company that's Perennial Harvest. Thank you. Words. Whereas the other one is working as a gardener for the Valentine. So yeah. The library, somewhere quiet. Doi. Hi, Jace. Still working through the newest Hangatomic? You know it. Some fascinating canon towards the end. Did you know? Hangatomic's shrink array doesn't technically shrink stuff. It uses inverse quantum particle decay to literally grow the entire universe around an object, leaving that object unaltered, so it just looks shrunk compared to everything else. Bingo. That's wild. But Jace, no spoilers, please. Oh right, sorry. Hey,
Kato's
Luca.
eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. Riddle me this. Solved a riddle. Excellent. All the bloops today. The first? Oh, you didn't think that was all, did you? Rolo does go all out, doesn't
Kato straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
Ahem. On planet Farpule, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Kato stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you? No, it's okay. Let me figure it out. Alright, when you find it, bring it to me here to be verified. If you decide you wanted a hint, the offer still stands. I'm gonna guess with the fifth issue of the Hangatomic thing.
Luca grabbed Natural Photography, Volume 5, from the shelf.
Once you've got a book, you can either bring it here to me, or grab a different one.
Luca grabbed The Modern Science of Atomic Radiation from the shelf.
No, none of those are the right book.
Luca grabbed The 5 Pillars of Success from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Issue with Self-Help, a helpful guide. Luca grabbed 500 Meals for One Big Pot. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf.
Okay, I think it's that. Ah, you
Kato
found
removed
it!
his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed.
Oh, defaced the library book?
The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue 5. Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Rolo's cipher pen. Used to write secret messages with that everywhere. And only I had the special flashlight needed to reveal it. But I lost it. Apparently he traded Jeff for this purple light bulb. Parted with his entire Halloween candy stash. Oh, Rolo. Now let's just see here.
Kato began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a grift.
He continued flipping.
Only found in... Grub. Grift in Grub. Cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
Oh, well, Griffin's ice cream cart, clearly. That's it. Grift. In. Grub. Cart. Griffin's grub cart. He wants me to go to Griffin's snack stand. Brilliant. I guess you're off then. Good luck on the rest of the scavenger hunt. Thanks, Kato. Well, we already went to Griffin's snack stand because we thought we knew we had to go to the library. So that's why he's like, oh, had fun at the library? It's like, no, we haven't done that bit yet. Hey, Griffin. Did Rolo
Before
come?
Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Oh, that's it? Bought and paid for. Enjoy. I thought there was supposed to be a riddle or something.
Luca shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yeah, it's cold. That's been sitting here a while. Rolo wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically. Well, that's
Luca
just...
tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth.
Ew. People putting stuff in food is a bad
He
thing.
reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Oh, come
He
on.
shook off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
A pickup when you need some pep. Near the fountain up the step.
Luca finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
This is getting to be a whole thing. Near the fountain up the step. Oh, because they were talking about Griffin. Oh, I thought it was because she was embarrassed because she. Right. Okay. Fine. I did it in reverse accidentally. There you are, Luca. There's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade. Oh, come on, you big stiff. Let the kids have some fun. Fine. But Rolo owes me
Lumi
one.
waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight but has no wings? Your final task a friendship brings. See, that wasn't so hard. Ha! We get hard. Ugh, I feel cheapened somehow. I think it's sweet. What takes flight but has no wings? Final task a friendship bring. I mean, helicopter? That's literally the only thing that I can think of. Anyone seen a helicopter? I've still not got another. Interesting. Oh, a balloon. Hey. Did you find the comic book? Yeah. And you got the corn dog? Yeah. Well then. I know it doesn't make up for what I said, but here you've earned this.
Rolo sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
That's cute. Flight! Surely. That's an option to fight. Yay! Fight or flight. I don't know what the option to shame, other than shame is, but... Thanks. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad. Dang, you were supposed to let me apologise first! Well, Gran said I had to apologise. Sorry. Now you've apologised twice before me. Just let me do this. Look, I'm really sorry. With everything that's happened with your mum and all, I always wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know. When you said you were hanging out with someone else, I kind of freaked out. Yeah, a little bit. Rolo, still my turn. I felt like if you needed some new friend to help you, it meant I wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I'm so sorry, Luca. Okay, apologies over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rollo, hugging him as tightly as he could.
Rolo, I don't deserve you. Ow. Oh, does soup count as hydration? It will stretch in a minute. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. So, what else do you want to do today? We could snoop around and try and find some info about your mum. Snoop where? We could probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all this stuff the clipboards write down? What if we get caught? I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the day about us. Right. Oh, definitely need a stretch. Right, I've finished my soup. I will have some water. In a teacup. Or maybe it's cold tea. Honestly, can't tell at this point. Alright. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait 1 more day. I'm sure it can't. But, yeah. You know, I have been wanting to get some work done on the CGC at Mission Control. Yeah, it was a bit unpredictable. That sounds perfect. Yay, we'll go to the treehouse. And we've got balloons. Oh, excuse me. I did want to see the sign reveal, but hey. Oops, I got stuck. Ooh, we did get some more, so we should just have a quick check to see if there are any of those new words we can fish with. Yes, we can smack the
Luca
fish!
stuck a toy stretchy hand onto the hook. Those things always get dirty anyway.
Smack the fish. There's an achievement in to reel it in a bit faster, or your catch will lose interest. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Bait, damn it. Right.
Luca
Smacking
stuck
someone
a
with a
toy
fish. There was
stretchy hand onto the hook.
That game. It was a game. Sleeping Dogs.
Those things
Had an
always get
achievement for
dirty
smacking
anyway.
someone with a fish. Always hate fishing games, but hey. Should we give it to Mum? She likes jewellery. That's a sweet thought, Buckaroo. I'm not sure she'd fully appreciate a pond bracelet. Got a pond bracelet, so I think there's possibly 1 more to give us the full set of action. Bacon pies. Oh. Could totally go for a bacon pie. Hi, Dan. Now you're making me hungry. Well, I almost forgot. I ran into your gran this morning. She asked me to give you
Rollo
this.
handed Luca an unopened letter.
I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now. A letter?
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand.
Sleeping Dogs. Yes, the game. You have an achievement for whacking someone with a fish. Which, I swear, I got shot like 100 times trying to get that achievement. I never managed to get it.
If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you.
Oh god, he can't lose his gran as well.
None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much.
Schlafenhunde. I mean, in German it would be. But it's called Sleeping Dogs, and I have it on the 360, and I really wanted to like the game, but I just couldn't get past a certain story mission, so it annoyed me. And then it was like, oh, I could get the definitive edition. And I'm like, yes, but I didn't finish the other one. I got stuck on the mission. Just kept on getting shot. I was somewhere around the wedding, driving someone for the wedding and then getting shot at in a building, and I just couldn't get past this particular mission. I don't know what I was trying to do in it, but yeah. So I'd never gone back to the game. I liked the idea of the game.
We both have.
Problem is, too many games and none of time.
I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried. Everything I've done, I did for you.
Yeah, pivotal mission. Yeah, I just got stuck. I don't know whether I didn't have enough, like, level up points or skill, or just wasn't good at the game, but maybe I should just, like, restart it at some point. But hey. I mean, if you really like a game, you will play it multiple times. I mean, I played Mass Effect 1 like 4 or 5 times.
I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
I love you too,
Luca
Gran.
folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
Something's gonna happen. What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Maybe later. Sure, whenever you want. You know, you really didn't have to go to all that trouble just to apologise. I know, but we've been looking forward to the festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, this was the best way to make sure you still had a good time without me. Rollo.
Luca was at a loss for words.
Exactly, so with the right game, of course you'll play it multiple times because you really enjoy it. There are certain games that I would love to be able to play again, but they rely so much on, like, the story, and I remember the story. And some games I play again because they have a stack with achievements. And some games I want to play again and just don't get around to. It's really tricky. I've done Arkham Asylum like 13 times. Wow, that's a lot. Mind you, like, the nunnery games I've played like multiple times, and I know what happens in them, and I still want to play them again. I know the Mass Effect achievements made you play it nearly 3 times, but I wanted to play it multiple times. I really enjoyed that game. I haven't played Mass Effect 2 and 3 multiple times. Well, I tried to play Mass Effect 2 on like the hardest difficulty. I got part of the way through it. I'm somewhere on the Reaper ship with like 1 med kit and regretting it. I should go back to my Insanity playthrough at some point. I didn't think they were butts. I really enjoyed Mass Effect 1, so I was quite happy to play it multiple times. Even on the harder difficulties. I end up 3 or 4, and then I've got the definitive edition. But yeah, like 2 and 3 I still need to go back to, but I haven't, just because I didn't like them as much as the first one. But the first one had unlimited ammo, and you could literally drive the Mako up a straight wall if you were persistent enough, so that appealed to my slightly broken physics brain. But yeah, like nunnery games I've played multiple times. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Those were butts. Because I did do, I think, an extra half a playthrough or something. Because I hadn't gotten... Well, like, one of my favourite allies required more missions than... Because I'd done, like, more missions before and didn't have enough missions to do it. So I did that on my, like, other playthrough. And I think... I did a partial playthrough as Renegade for something. To do my final achievement. Because I was like, I've got to be an asshole if I'm going to save Ashley. So I played as a dude and I was an asshole. And I did not enjoy that as much as playing through for Paragon. Yeah, I enjoyed, you know, FemShep, the default Shepherd FemShep, obviously. Oh, you've not finished, you've not played ME2 all the way through before? Well, interesting. I mean, I started it and then stopped because the mechanics were so different. I had to come back to it after I'd played after I played other games and gotten used to that sort of mechanics. I had to come back to ME2 and then I enjoyed it. And then ME3 I played when it came out, despite the weird character import bug, with the original ending and the companion app and the multiplayer. You made the loop through the scary relay. Cool. I mean, I still remember most of the story. At some point I will go back and finish off, you know, when I'm retired maybe, you know, provided they still work. I should probably finish off, like, my 360 games that aren't backwards compatible actually at some point before I can't ever play them again. But yeah, Mass Effect 3 was brilliant with the multiplayer. Oh no, it's fine. Honestly, there's so many games out, Dan. I mean, I didn't play BioShock for years. Dragon Age, I think, is the only one where I've 100%ed all 3 games and enjoyed them. The others, like BioShock and Mass Effect, I've still got achievements in some other games that I haven't finished. And I specifically didn't play BioShock 2, the original. I played the remastered because I didn't want to do the multiplayer. And then, like, Assassin's Creed, it's like the first couple of games I've completed, but then after they started adding in all those requirements, I stopped being able to complete them all, and then they made them RPGs, and now I don't like them anymore. So I'm hoping the new one that goes back to the original roots and makes it less of an RPG and more of a stealth game and questy assassin-y stuff is gonna be better for me. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is you really need to sit down and have a chunk of time, but who has that chunk of time these days? Yeah, exactly. So many games, no time. So many cool games that come out on Game Pass, and... Chat is a bit delayed. Because usually I see the chat when it comes up, but that was just Dan's message and the Extra Life message, and Tarragon's message hasn't come up yet. And I think there was something in the Discord about delays. I'm going to post... Hang on 2 seconds. Hi, Mr. Coolness. Yeah, because chat's not coming up. Did chat just stop? Dan, you said that when you came in. I appreciate you saying it, but okay. Alright, so it just, like, didn't put Turrigan's message in, or Mr. Cornus's message, unless I missed that. But it did put Dan's message in. No, chat is now working again, but it did stop. Maybe it just couldn't cope with a really long message. Yeah. That is so weird. I know what you were trying to do, Dan, but it was helpful because that did actually come up. So that was actually really helpful, even though you thought you were being silly. I mean, you were being silly, but it was also helpful silly. Okay, so it's not broken. It just had a bit of a glitch. That's fine. Oh my god, Tarragon, you posted the cat that's turning off the alarms TikTok. I've totally seen that. I was like, oh my god. I could totally see my cats doing that. When I had previously had cats. It's basically Dan as a cat. But it's such a cool TikTok. Right, so now I'm not distracted. Okay, but anyway, we're having a really good conversation about RPGs, and yes, how there's such a time commitment, and then there are so many good games. And I'm very tempted to take my, like, 2-week sabbatical next year and just, like, take time off streaming and everything and just, like, have a week where I, like, replay Mass Effect. And nothing else. I don't know. I mean, like, the new Assassin's Creed games, I kind of want to like them. I just don't like their fighting mechanics. And then they're just so big. And then I tried to go back, and I just, like, I have no idea what the next story quest is, and there's so much with all the DLCs. I just want them to kind of bring it back down to, like, 2 size. But anyway, let's get back to Beacon Pines. But please continue, because all the different colours make it look kind of Halloween-y, because there's some oranges and greens. So you also kind of match my dude here. Luca was at loss for words.
But that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
Oh, that's cool. I liked the first game. I played it through on easy. It was not easy. The second game, because of the Calendar Man achievement, I basically went a year without playing it. And I didn't enjoy it as much because I was stuck trying to get the Calendar Man achievement. And then I still haven't finished the damn story. I'm glad it's not got old. I think that's good. I like collecting the Joker trophies and trying to figure them out. I like that. But then, yeah, the second one was just so big compared to the first one. And then I didn't go to any of the other ones. But I'm glad it's something that you enjoy and something you've been able to get back into gaming with. But that was fine. Words aren't always necessary. The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? We can still go. No, this is fine. Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue.
No. Yes, but it's less that miserable. I just didn't want to have been playing it, get into a story bit where I couldn't get back to the prison on one of the days that I needed to get the achievement. So what I just did was pause playing the game and saved outside the prison and got all that out the way because it just got stuck in my brain.
A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
No. What was that? Oh man, we missed the fireworks.
It was not fireworks.
That doesn't sound like fireworks.
It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel as time itself.
Well, I'd say death, but death isn't cruel. Death is just natural. But maybe greed? Greed is cruel. New game plus. Okay, everybody frost. Bloop. The big chill.
A shockwave
Witness
of
the big
cold
freeze.
tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill.
No, I wanted to do it legitimately. Like, I'm gonna do the Stanley Parable one legitimately. I didn't wanna... I know I could, I know it's not cheating, it's just taking advantage of things, but my brain feels wrong about it.
Before they could react,
I think one of my
it
neighbours just
encased them in
stubbed their toe
ice.
really hard, because it sounds painful.
2 boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason.
I mean, it was very tricky at like Easter and Christmas with my family being like, I need to play the game. Luckily it was small, but like having to take consoles and stuff. You actually look forward to visiting? Oh, no. No. It just felt like an arbitrary way to punish me.
And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene.
End the game. End of stream. No, it's not the end of the stream. No, we will pick a different choice and see what happens. But hey, something got unveiled at the festival or something happened. But maybe we will take this to do a bathroom break.
In a silent treehouse turned statuary, in a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together.
I guess I didn't really absorb what he was saying because I was like, God damn it, I have to do this 12 times.
For the rest of time.
Well, I mean, at least they're together.
The end.
I'm guessing something that the Grand did caused this?
No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it.
Yes. We already got an ending where we got dragged into a secret thing. We have several endings already.
We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Good. Okay, we can do that. So, we finished Rumble. So we can choose break. Or we've also got flight to go with the fight. I feel like I want to choose break because at least that's in the same storyline bit and I might actually remember what was happening. So Rolo didn't go with us to the factory, so Rolo didn't disappear and we struggled instead of changed it. The thing with City was the technical challenges with like the flying controls, and I didn't really have the hang of the flying because of the inverted or not inverted. So that really put me off as well. But I do want to finish the story at some point. And I did enjoy like the scarecrow bits, kind of. And the Assassin's League, can't remember his name, bits as well. But I honestly, it's been years since I've played it. Like 10 years? Jeez. I love collectibles. Raz Al Ghul, thank you. Or Ra's al Ghul, depending on what pronunciation you're, dealing with. Okay, so we went on our own. We escaped. We didn't get kidnapped, and we made a new friend. But yeah, I collected all the feathers and all the Templars and all the everythings. As long as I can physically do it, I'm fine with it. It's when it requires the skill that I don't have that it makes me sad. Okay, so what we're going to do is that was an end, but it's not the end. It was an end. We are going to take a short break because I have the hiccups, apparently. No, I need to get some tea. It's not cold. I need to go to the bathroom and I need to put the oven on because I'm having a potato later. And potatoes take forever. So I need to start it, like, now. I mean, okay, if they are tough, then I just go with that. I didn't have the skill at the time, and I might if I went back to it, but if I ever go back to it, it'll just be to finish the damn story. Because I'd done the jumpy off the tower thing. I was literally at the end. I feel like it was literally at the end, and I just haven't finished it. Okay, so I'm going to be like, I don't know, 3 minutes, 4 minutes maybe. But I will put the void up so that everyone can continue talking to the void. And I will be back soon. Please do also take a moment to get yourself refreshments, hydrate, food, stretch, bathroom, whatever you need, because you'll not be missing anything. And I'll be back soon. fresh tea. I hydrated. The oven's on. I'm back. If I've done the tower, there's basically one section left in the theatre. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to go back to the rainstorm. Okay. So.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break, revealing patches of star-filled summer night. Moonlight filtered down, shimmering in the treetops.
Sure, you can meet Rolo. Oh, excellent. You're not going home? No, I promised Rolo I'd tell him
Luca
about...
stopped himself mid-sentence.
Promise you tell him what? Spit it out, bub. We're as thick as thieves now. There's a juicy secret you've got to tell me. Okay, you can come to the treehouse and I'll tell you both what happened. Heck yeah.
Luca saw Beck skulking by the gate.
So you're telling me there's nothing mysterious or creepy about this place? It's mostly boring and empty. I refuse to believe that. Big spike gate. Looming mansion. Rich reclusive owners. Even smells shady.
Beck grabbed the wrought iron bars and shook the gate.
Mark my words, you decadent nightmare house. I will reveal your secrets to me! What did you do? First of all, I told you so. Second, hide! Right, that's Heiress Valentine. Who's that she's talking to? Shh. I expect you to return that suit in working order. Of course. As long as everything proceeds as planned, there's nothing to worry about. The only thing I'm worried about is what's rightfully mine. That means making some unsavory alliances, so be it. Couldn't agree more. Comes a time to suspend hostilities. Deal with our common threat. Now this is what I was talking about.
Beck's voice was an excited whisper.
Shady stuff. Someone in a suit like that tried to grab me yesterday. Seriously. Shh. You do understand, when this all inevitably fails, I'll deny everything. Wouldn't expect any less of you. Just worry about your part in this and let me handle the rest. Can't wait to see the look on that Rube Care's face. Yes, the truth will come to light. I'm surprised you're so comfortable with the potential collateral damage. There's one thing I've learned, is that change is painful. Wow, I was expecting shady. That's just flat-out supervillain talk. If you don't mind me asking, why? Why are you doing all
The
this?
mysterious figure retracted their mask, hair pushing out from all corners.
Family.
A chill ran down Luca's spine. His vision blurred.
Is that Gran?
Beck stifled a sharp wince, and Luca looked down to see himself wrenching her hand.
An answer I can certainly respect. That's Gran!
Gran tousled her hair back under the face mask.
She's got to be doing it to try and find her daughter. Just remember, keep everything nice and normal until the festival. I don't need lessons in rousing suspicion.
Gran gave Eris a curt nod and disappeared into the night.
The Thought Plickens!
Chapter
6?
5.
No, chapter 5. Oh, we've gone back a bit.
What big ears you have! Lucas sat shivering in the bushes, staring at his feet. After checking to make sure the coast was clear, Beck gave him a gentle tug on his sweater.
What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why were you so scared of that old lady in the hazmat suit? That was my Gran. That was your Gran? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this. Let's just get to the treehouse and figure things out there. Lead the way. Oh, poor Luca. He doesn't know what's happening. See? Clowns. For the last time, there's nothing to worry about. Of course we're not worried.
The clipboard finished writing with a scratchy flourish and looked up.
Just dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Maybe try minding your P's and Q's.
Mr. Nuncreed, arms crossed over his paunch,
He's dodgy.
gave an exhausted
He's
sigh.
the one that kidnapped us down the phone booth. Down the end of the shame route. If there's anything you need knowing, you'll know it. Absolutely. If you just sign here acknowledging everything is accurate, we'll be out of your hair in a flash. Oh, for the love of...
He snatched the pad and scribbled his name so hard the pen nearly snapped.
There. Would you like my eternal soul as well?
The clipboards looked at each other for a moment, almost pondering the possibility, then broke into laughter as they walked away.
Excuse me. Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. Look, let me give you some advice. Next time someone you don't know asks to hear your thoughts, give them a good whole bop right in the kisser. Gran tells me to just keep away from the clipboards. That's good, that's good. Your Gran is a smart lady, Luca. Speaking of which, better run along home now. Too dark out to be wandering on your own. I'm not on my own, I'm with my friend. The answers you seek will be revealed to you in due time. The question is, the figure intoned, are you prepared to live with the truth? Another day, another dollar. See you tomorrow, Z. If you just saw the perennial harvest folks order the same drink. Decaf cappuccino with extra foam. Why? I don't know. Just thought it's a little odd. Pretty weird for sure. The customer's always right. See you bright and early tomorrow. Can't wait. Owl girl is... Bat reporter is gone.
William Kerr and Gus Valentine proudly surveyed the half-covered festival banner.
It's all coming together quite nicely. Couldn't have done it without you.
The mayor gave a half-hearted shrug.
So sure about that. Nonsense. This reminds me I wasn't able to thank your sister for her contributions. Yeah, she has been disposed of late. She doesn't much like me, does she? Oh no, that's not it at all. She's just been busy. Of course. Regardless, I would be forever grateful if you could pass my thanks on to her. History Museum adds a real air of import to the whole affair. We couldn't very well celebrate the story of Beacon Pines without including the Valentines. My father was a great man. Your dad Tootney was...
Kerr lopped his arm on Gus's shoulder.
But I mean the entire Valentine family. Present company included. Can I ask you something, Mr. Kerr? Ah, call me William. Ask away. William, why are you doing all this? Gosh, I've never felt one needed a compelling reason to throw a party. Not just the festival. All of this. It's got to be 100 down on their luck towns out there. Why is Perennial Harvest so invested in helping Beacon Pines? You know what I love most about the agriculture business? Seeds. Seeds? Yes, little bundles of potential.
With a glimmer in his eye, Kerr gestured grandly toward the horizon.
You treat a seed right, nurture it, feed it, and it can grow into something truly special. You see potential here? Undoubtedly. Seeds of greatness is already under our feet. Yeah. Random to-do list, plus games going out of Game Pass, plus my streams. And I'm mostly covered. But at this point, I don't mind so much if I, you know, drop out. It's just I don't want to do it intentionally. But also, once it gets too complicated, then, you know. I'm assuming you're still in. Is Jessie still in? I'm assuming my Beacon Pines one got me another day. Yay! I got up hitting a watermelon. That amuses me. But yeah, a lot of games just have the high value achievement, like the gamer score, so so you don't really need too big a TA at the moment for it to be worth it, so it's easy enough to stay in. When it gets hard to stay in, or I'm starting to use stuff that I'd be like, oh, this maybe could be another competition. I hate that mentality. It's like, I need to stop it. I need to stop not playing things because it might be useful in a competition. Though, I did run into a game that had all the alphabet in again. But yes, anyway. What it needs is a little nudge. The right leadership, of course. Oh. Good night, Mayor Valentine. I don't trust him. It's him! I think it's a hyena, and then like a group of these red pandas, and it's freaky. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, the treehouse is just a little further on from here. So what's your buddy Rolo like? Rolo? He's Rolo. Particularly helpful. Sorry, I've just never thought about it. Lots of energy. He's funny even when he's not trying to be. Things have been tough for his family since the foul harvest. It's about damn time you told me what this foul harvest thingy is. It's kind of a long story. Hit me with the highlights. Okay. There used to be a fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They were kind of a big deal. Big deal fertilizer. It was a big deal to us. The stuff really worked, farmers loved it. So Valentine's grew and grew. Beacon Pines pretty much grew around it. Most everyone in town either worked for Shopper Valentine or used his fertilizer. Things were good. Sensing a big but. Around 6 years ago, Shopper Valentine suddenly died. And something changed. Changed how? Could have been a bad batch. Maybe it was in the water or air or soil. No one knows. But all the crops died. Everyone blamed the Valentines. The foul harvest. Yeah. Valentine's fertilizer went out of business. Half the town lost their jobs. Eesh. The next year the crops came back, but something was different. You plant a crop, do everything right, and it's sort of a crapshoot what happens. No one knows why. Nope. I take it Rolo's farm got the short end of the stick. Yeah, for some reason their farm was hit harder than others. That sucks. Things have gotten better since Perennial Harvest came to town. Beacon Pines Reborn Initiative. Yeah, first thing they did was give the town a deep scrub. They even put us up in hotels one town over for a week while they decontaminated the groundwater. Better get going. Well, that sounds really dodgy. Hang on, did we get any new actions? We could try... Just let's see if there's one more. No.
Luca gently good for
one
skimming.
Before we can get out. See, now our tree is growing up from break. So, oh, heading off. Okay, cool. I hope you're getting some sleep. Thank you so much for stopping by, Tarragon. Hopefully see you again sometime soon. So we're heading up from break. I'm thinking that this middle one is going to end up being like the true path. And this one is going to be just another... I mean, this is a weird ending. I don't like this ending. So I feel like the true path is we rescue Rolo, we, you know, figure out what's actually going on and stop everyone. But I feel like the tree's got quite a few more bits to grow still. I've got 4 achievements left. I don't know whether they're story related or what, but I'm going to finish this even if I get all the achievements. I want to get all of the options. Please don't be mad at me. It's about time. It's about to give up and go home. Who's the new kid? Name's Beck. He must be Rolo. I see my reputation precedes me. Welcome to Mission Control.
Rolo waggled his head with pride.
Oh, you'll find we've spared no expense in construction. Seen worse looking piles of junk. Thanks. Hey, Luca, you know the security concerns we talked about? Yeah? While I was waiting, I made some improvements. Let me lock this baby down for a little test infiltration. Can't be too safe these days. There's gonna be an old car window, that's great. Is he gonna pop out the top? He goes all out, doesn't he? Always. Okay. Where did you guys get all this junk in the first place? There's a guy in town named Jeff who trades junk for snacks. Junk food for junk. Nice. Sorry, I hydrated extra when I had my break, and I'll be right back. So, sweet security, right? It was imaginative. I'll give you that. Luca, are we sure we can trust the new recruit? I'll vouch for him. I overhydrated, yes. I mean, I didn't. I hydrated sufficiently. It's just I do it in like one go, and then it's like, yeah, I have a small bladder. It's just you're supposed to have so much water, and I feel like I'm always drinking water, and can't win. I'll vouch for her. Thanks, I guess. Oh, Luca, you promised to fill me in about Valentine Warehouse.
Luca sucked in a long breath.
So, like I said, there was someone there. What were they doing? Dunno, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters? Don't think so. It seemed more organised. When the man pulled me in, I saw some sort of running equipment running. A man pulled you in? Yeah, but I got away. You keep saying it was a man. You were wearing a mask, right? Yeah. It could have been a woman. How did you get away? I grabbed a rock or something and broke their mask. They let me go and I ran. Dang? That's intense. Were you freaked out when you saw your grandma? Yeah, that's the other part. On our way here, Beck and I saw R.S. Valentine meeting with Gran, wearing the same sort of hazmat
Willow
suit.
let out a low whistle.
And they weren't out there for idle chit-chat. It was a proper clandestine meet-up. But let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man or woman in a protective suit. And then you saw your Gran in the same suit talking to R.S. Valentine. Pretty much. I wonder if, like, R.S. Valentine, Gran, and the other two are, like, doing something in the warehouse to counteract whatever Perennial Harvest is doing, which then makes it really dodgy where they would kidnap the kids. Because then is the greengrocer involved in that or not? Or a Perennial Harvest doing something in the warehouse and then Gran's trying to infiltrate to find out. That seems likely. Pretty much. Beginning to think this town is kind of awesome.
Willow and Luca shot back a look.
It's dangerous, not awesome. No offense. And so we can logically conclude aliens or alien zombies have infiltrated the town. And their leader is your Gran and she tried to murder you. No, we don't have an evil Gran. I think Gran is trying to save us. Honestly, I really think Gran is trying to save us. First of all, and for the last time, there are no aliens. Second, it couldn't have been my Gran at the warehouse. I broke that person's mask to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged. Or she's definitely hiding something. Maybe. Your Gran is weird, but she might be the most boring person in the universe. All she does is sit around all day making jam. What could she possibly have to hide? Except that it's special jam. Because I did kind of want to try and deliver the jam to the greengrocer first. When we were delivering jam. Maybe. Because that maybe would make a difference. I don't know if it would affect the story or if it would just tell us we couldn't. Because she marked the jams that they could use. So maybe the jam is like some sort of secret stuff. I don't know. I mean, yes, hard to make jam sitting down. You can. I don't know. We haven't talked much since moved in. Moved in? Your Gran isn't from here? No, she came a few months back to take care of me after his mum went missing. Did you know your Gran before? Not really, no. Years since I'd seen her. Luca, don't take this the wrong way. Are we sure your Gran is on the up and up? Are we sure he's actually your Gran?
Out the window.
I'm just saying. Evil jam from an evil Gran. I mean, it could be. I don't think the Gran's evil. I think she's trying to save everybody. Just saying. Sounds like strange stuff has been happening since she showed up. Could say the same thing about your family. But you're right. Luca, your Gran is hiding something. And Pat always says folks only bury stuff worth digging up. Need to investigate your house? My Gran really is hiding something. Do you think I would have noticed by now? It's kind of the whole point, hiding something. I guess you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you two tomorrow when the coast is clear. We can start getting to the bottom of this. Always keen for a good snoop. Me too. Count me in. Chapter 6.
Chapter 6.
Festival.
Secret lair.
But that's layer spelt like cake, not hideout.
Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
What time is it? we've got at least one locked room, so... Rolo, what on earth is this? Is that... Oh, he's... Oh, so cute. That ridiculous thing on your head. This? That helps me think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. I'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. Coast is clear. Yeah, whatever she's been up to this week, it's been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game's afoot.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
If I were a gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Aha!
He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume that anything dusty isn't what we're looking for. Maybe that's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detectives knows not to trust their first hunch. Foot roller went under the sofa. I went walking, and of course now my feet hurt. Because... First hunches are for suckers. Eureka! She's lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, really. It may already be too late. Just think of the mounds of documents lost to ash. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Luca, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah, the closet upstairs. So maybe it stands to reason that we should check there first. No dice, it's locked. Well, well, well. Look who stands to reason now. I have no idea where the key is. If it really is important, why she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought, I'm gonna take this important thing and huck it in the bush? True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. It doesn't matter anyway, I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
Alright, Rolo. It's your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. I think we just called upon your height, mate. And now I should proceed with...
Before he could finish, Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
Hey, this isn't my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good luck pick, and every good luck pick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss. But the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
That was anticlimactic. Yeah, don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey, let me just yank on this random teacup
As
and...
Beck pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Okay, new feature for my new house that I'm building in the future. Secret passage needs to be behind a teacup. Seems like your Gran's been doing some remodeling. Dude, only two types of people have secret layers. Evil masterminds and superheroes. Which one do we think she is? We're about to find out. Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe. Oh, wow. Yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions. Side effects of hydration. I'm really sorry. This is going to happen again. But then I should be good till the end of the stream. I'll be right back. It's a TV show called Supergran. I think you're right. I can't remember, what do we have here? Barrels marked caution explosive. And jam jars. See, I told you! It's enough jam to fill the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your gran making? Ooh, we got fire. She wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find
Rollo
out.
casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Huckleberries,
He smacked his lips.
hint of brown sugar, and ink? What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper. Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
Ew. It's addressed to Mrs. Fratelli. Grand Jam Gram? A Grand Jam Gram. It says, last night I used the disguise that is provided to scout the location. Timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Oh man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good. So more a bombshell than a bomb, right? You're new here, so I'll let that slide. I'm the bad joke guy around here.
A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is your gran a serial killer? 'Cause I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town. The kindness of her heart. She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncreed has a check mark. Clipboards are all inside a big circle. My mum's are both on here. Both with question marks. Gus Valentine has a question mark. Eros has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. The killer has chosen our next victim. I don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
What you got there? It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a
Luca
doctor?
nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna need it? Hey, here, let me help.
Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? One sec. Dense documents such as this are a lot like a cheeseburger. Best to skip straight to the middle. Swallow the meaty bits, love. Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of a preeminent scholar in dense documents. And cheeseburgers. By all means, proceed.
He stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Aha, here we are. Follow-up examination of Talents Wilby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperature continues to drop. Now describes soreness of the muscles and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Rollo looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy. Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph? Ask Mr. Nuncley, Steve. Oui.
Rollo's finger traced across the page.
That's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Bobby claims the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to this report later and made these notes. So it might be related to
Rollo
something
scanned
else.
through several more pages.
Yeah, the writing looks shaky. I couldn't help her. Just couldn't help her. This disease or whatever it is progresses so fast. With his wife passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind, exacerbated by the loss. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands. Maybe he was working in the lab with them, and they were doing experiments on the town people, and something went horribly wrong. I think the dad died when Sharper Valentine did as well. Maybe after, I don't know. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Luca, staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say next?
Rollo rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends? What? There has to be more.
Luca frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca, I think that's the only one. Self-medical, see? What do you mean, enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit.
Luca slammed the drawer shut. They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool, this looks like a treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, Rollo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance to the town, and if we
Rollo
follow
carefully
it,
traced the path with his finger.
that leads
He
right to
jabbed down at the end point.
Town Square. There's the fountain in the middle of town. What a weird place to hide treasure. Rollo, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on that map is the same symbol as those explosives over here. So it's not hiding treasure. A real bummer. Rollo, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month? Festival? Oh, did you just say gulp? Feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the centre of town. She's gonna blow up the festival. Not if we stop her. What was
Luca
that?
looked up from the map.
What was what? No, I heard it too. That was the front door. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs. Shh, quiet. Hit the lights. Yeah, but you left the bloody cupboard door thing open.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello.
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump,
Yo.
thump,
I'm not here to hurt anyone.
thump.
I'm just here to help. Just...
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Huh? Guess it's nothing.
Rollo shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Rollo, don't.
It was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Grand's fancy fellow. Well, it could be the dad's not actually dead. It could be the greengrocer guy that's on our side or on Gran's side. Or it could be the general store guy that's definitely not on our side. Chicken coop!
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Or someone else we've not thought of. Rollo? Mysterious creepy man? Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Oh, I didn't know if I had it in me. But there was only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rollo, that was awesome. Can we put the light on, please? Wait, did you just kill that
Lucas
person?
scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
Sure clobbered him good, Rollo. He's knocked out
As
cold.
Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rollo both gasped in stereo.
Could be the mayor, I suppose. No, it's Mr. Tolliver. Greengrocer guy. Mr. Tolliver?
Chapter 7.
Chapter 7! Yay, we progressed.
The interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
They'd read the classic good cop, something cop interrogation. Okay, so we have another choice. Tolliver and Fratelli are they also the people that Gran is helping? Okay, look, I know I said this was the last time and then we'd be good, but I'll be right back. It's a good game though, the last stop. They're stuck guarding him forever. Oh, did you see my message, Dan? Are you up for some Minecraft Dungeons tonight? Because it's the Halloween event things on. And there's like exclusive weapons. Chill hard. Do we do chill cop or hard cop? We'll end up doing both of them, but what should we start with? We've had chill from the beginning. So I feel like probably chill to start with.
They run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
Okay. So where it's got a split but it doesn't split. So change was a bad ending. Rumble was a bad ending. And now we've got two that we haven't even done yet. So with this one, it didn't split off. So fight was a bad ending and shame was a bad ending. And yeah, that was definitely a split. So where it doesn't split, it was bad ending. So now, beginner's guide to hostile interrogation. Oh, bless the little cotton socks. But yeah, we've got a lot of little action things now. I wonder if incendiary is a fishing action. I'll handle this. Just got to play it cool. I am 100% okay indulging in your silliness. We don't have to do anything that could potentially get you an achievement. I just thought it'd be cool to play some of the Halloween events. Because I didn't really... I think I played them a little bit last Halloween because I ended up with like a spooky bow. But I haven't really played much since the last time we played. And if we're going to play something for Extra Life, then I kind of want to get back into it. Plus, there's now a new season to earn stuff in. So, something. But yes, we can do whatever way, play it whatever you like. We can't kill a wildfire or do a raid Captain Banner. Everything else should be fine. Okay, no worries. You may have to remind me if there's a thing that comes up that could potentially get you an achievement, so just let me know so I don't accidentally get it. But yeah, so like 8 or something. I'm gonna eat my baked potato after this, but then yeah, maybe like 8 we could do some.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell rung.
He looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. This was all a big mistake. Luca, what's going on here? Why'd you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rolo just got a little startled. Rolo's here?
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, all right. Mistakes happen. The kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call it even.
Luca glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my Gran's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my Gran up to? If you'll just cut me loose, I can show you. Yep, that sounds like fun. Cool. Yes, definitely make sure you've eaten, and also if you need to take the dog out, type thing, so that he's not stealing pens and pieces of paper and stuff. Yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to get back into it a little bit. I haven't done anything since we did the last one, so like my level is still like 80 something, not like hundreds like whatever you're on, but it's still pretty good. We imagine we were massively mismatched, but hey. How do I know we can trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? Your power level, okay. Right, we're going to be massively mismatched. This is going to be like Jesse and you in the last, when you were helping him with the monthly thing. It's going to make playing Minecraft Dungeons as part of Extra Life incredibly funny. Because it's like, I'll be the average, and you and Jesse will be the extremes. Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? No? And since your Gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah? So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just, all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people from town, an archive of my dad's old disturbing patient
Luca gestured
notes,
to the corner.
barrels of explosives. Oh, have a great day, Mr. Cornus. Thank you so much for being here. I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This'll all make sense in time.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
This is going to be the bad decision tree. You see, this town has secrets, Luca. Very dark past indeed. Look, we can see you inching away.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
Past that must be
He
brought
punctuated
to...
his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
Light. Son of a...
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us... Oh, he just locked us down
Mr.
here.
Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there. And let the adults handle this.
They looked bewildered at each other.
So they're going to get frozen in the basement, but at least they'll be together. Play it cool, huh? Not now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end.
No. Well, I knew that was going to be the bad
We certainly
one.
aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement.
Which is why we chose it, because usually the one we got first. I don't know. I just made that decision that chill probably wasn't a good idea.
Back to the drawing board.
Or the tree. So we're going to go with good cop, hard cop. Ugh.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's that?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now, hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're
The
sweating.
doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or... Well, let's just see. I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall.
That's
He
epic.
slammed the table again.
It's so epic. Now dance. What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Oh, good
He shook
lord.
his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? Oh, it's that cold flame thing. It's
His
where
voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. It's where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Oh, well, that's a bit useless.
Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on them. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about a history museum? Just got set up for the festival. Now, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library? If there's any information about the source thing, Cato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. This is a dang nice library. Thanks, we work hard on it. Aren't you a little young to be a librarian? Kato hung out here so much they eventually gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Mrs. Novak now sometimes. They got you working for free. It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favour. You told you in Rollo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hangatomic, and if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Oh, now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing, we sort of don't know. What you've got on the history of the town? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there.
Chapter 8.
Chapter 8! We're in Chapter 8, people! We made it to Chapter 8! This is exciting.
6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Rollo Cotta lived a full and wonderful life, till he heard so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you've got better ideas, spit it out. You sound like my sister. You keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring county records that kill you. Put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
Oh, yeah, a county record. Really? That's the best you've got? I'm done with you. You'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey, we're a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name, Beck? In the obit? J. Hartford. From the Brookfield Tribune 20 years ago. That can't be right. What is that? J. Hartford. It's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. It is a fake gran! Maybe there were 2 J. Hartfords? Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mum's name's Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. Oh my god! His mum didn't disappear. She got old. She must have got covered in that oozy stuff, and she got old and now she's pretending to be her mum. What's that from, Dan? If your gran is 6 feet under 3 tons over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Alright, gang, I gotta close it for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
I have no context for that, what you're saying, but I believe you. I don't watch adverts, really. Adverts is a loo break time. And I haven't actually watched any TV with advert. I think, yeah, because of course, you know, his mum would know everything about the family, so it could be a legitimate gran. But it's better than explaining that she got prematurely aged, right? So she just pretends to be Juniper, but no one knows Juniper died 20 years ago. Obviously. Uh-oh.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely.
So why is she sleeping in the same room as
She
him
was
instead of
asleep.
taking over the parents' room?
His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Check on Mr. Tolliver in the basement. I mean, the basement door's still wide open, so, you know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a
Or
trace.
maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Lucas' hungry stomach groaned.
I mean... Oh no, he hasn't not eaten in this timeline. Didn't eat for an entire day.
Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
It's not very sensible. I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
He
delayed.
flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed, huh? Unless she delivers him bad jam. So have you sent me Super Gran or the Yellow Pages advert? Ah, Yellow Pages advert, okay. I don't know if Jesse is around in stream. Yes, it is too bad I play Portal 2 co-op, but the game has been out for like a long time. I got really good at Portal 2 co-op. Like, one of the achievements was for doing a particular room in like 4 moves or something. And I got that down pat. I got so many people through that achievement. I don't know if I still remember that. That was before the game's streaming, so I don't have a video of it. But I got really freaking good at it. I mean, we could still do Portal 2 co-op. I did really enjoy the game. I just need to do a screen for it. But it doesn't matter to me that I don't get achievements. It's just we want a decent co-op game. But if he's not played it, I should ask him if he's played it. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing's wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished whatever he was sent to do and left when he was done. We just ate some possibly dodgy jam. Yeah, exactly. Exactamundo. And it's proper co-op, not just playing the same game at the same time. Oh no! Gran? Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed and play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
He ate the bad jam. Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
It's a jam! Exactly. Well, we went to sleep. God damn it. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now and let me handle everything. Need the loo again. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous.
Chapter 9.
We're on chapter 9. Alright, we'll be right back. Right? Seriously, I'm gonna have to pace myself hydrating during Extra Life, else it's gonna be like up and down like a freaking jack in the box. I'm only trying to be good so I don't end up with a headache. And it's like, I've had like a litre of water. It's just, why do I have to make so many times? I mean, I'd say it's because tea's a diuretic, but I literally had like a tiny gulp of very cold tea. I haven't even had any of my new tea. But anyway, chapter 9.
Speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him?
No. No. That's unfair. I can't help biology.
Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed?
Because he's bad. That one we know,
Shaking
because
the
he kidnapped us
questions
in a
from his
different
woozy
true
head,
path.
Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
We were supposed to... The festival! We were supposed to meet early. I think this is just permanently open now. No. There's no way I could do that. My bladder is not steel. It's like fragile china. The only way I could ever get that one done is like doing the one where you can like just set the microphone up and the microphone sings for you. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret spirits. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa. Sly devil. Ooh, we got Sly. Nice. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around, but haven't seen anything odd. The Galahans are nowhere to be found. Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone's gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. Is this the big unveiling of the
Augustus
sign?
Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Is this thing? Ow. Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh yes, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Yeah, it's just... I have no desire to finish those plastic instrument games. I still have the plastic instruments, but some of the stuff is just so completely out of my wheelhouse that I've just basically given up. Also, really regretting having the plastic instrument ones in that round of UHH because I totally lost because of that. I'm not better, I just don't have that skill. So there's no way I'd go back to do that unless it was the only one I needed to finish the game. Yeah, I retired them. I retired a lot of my games because, it's a balance between wanting to finish stuff but also not wanting to, drive myself crazy. Right, where was
William
I?
Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine, everyone.
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it from Mayor. What a great turnout. Oh, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Oh, God. Community, conviction, commitment. Those are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, those are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am daggum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. Simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment. Change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost. Sorry, I'm just looking at the subtitles to see how accurate they are with my silly voices, and they're not bad.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that's what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we'll all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. We're about to be frozen, aren't we? What's that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
We're never going to see this damn sign, are we? Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all of my travels, I've learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awaits. And now we're frozen. So this is not a good end either.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end.
Nothing will ever change.
On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end. There's that ice again. Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything. Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again.
I mean, I could. Could I just end the stream here?
No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Okay. Ooh. We have a third option. We can do Sly Cop. Oh, in which case, yes. Because before it's just been like a split. That had some bad endings. And that was a split, which we've now got that. But, oh, we'll do Sly Cop if it gets us some answers. I just need to not go over the end of the stream too much because I want to eat my potato. Something really satisfying about baked potato. So now we have chill, hard, and sly. So we will do good cop, sly cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation.
Maybe Beck gets a go.
Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Yeah.
With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What? What's going on here? You're that Modwill girl. Please call me Beck. Sorry about all
Mr.
this.
Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face.
Why is margarine in capital letters there, Dan? I have questions. I have mine with lots of butter and salt and baked beans and cheese, double Gloucester. I've never had cottage cheese. I am slightly wary. Oh, you didn't do it on purpose. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't like margarine. I like butter. Butter. Full fat. Well, actually, no, low fat butter. But anyway, butter from a cow. But yes, baked beans and cheese, not cottage cheese, double Gloucester. But yes, that's exactly how I'd be having it. And hopefully it's nice and crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. And it's going to be like, mwah. And I'm hungry just thinking about it. But we're just committed to finishing this branch. Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her
She'd
face.
already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was going to be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
We know Juniper is a fake. We don't know why. We have theories, but we don't know why. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yes. Do you understand? We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here
Beck
to
twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yes, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning up things down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
Yes, you're sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good, there is one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. We have a password and nowhere to put it. It's got to mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs,
don't eat the
Mr.
jam.
Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Don't lock them in. Don't lock them in. You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf. Why, all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rolo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Willies! Yes, gives me the willies. I love that phrase. Because it's so delightfully innocent if you don't know other meanings for the words. Fine, in the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
Said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it
Beck
seems.
marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those letters and number thingies. So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be... Ooh! That's an anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore. Oh my god, Rolo! I mean, you're totally right, but also, wow.
Luca and Beck looked at Rolo with amazement.
Rolo, that was incredible. What did I say to that? Oh, Kran's new drugstore. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that? What can I see? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Investigate Nuncreed's drugstore. Don't eat the jam. Is that Fitz? No, that's Mrs. Finelli. Scared me half to death. Sorry. Your kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. It's an actual place. Yeah, Nun Creek's drugstore. Okay, yeah, that's Furley. That's the other one that Gran had engaged. I really want to see what's on this sign, because someone vandalized it. Oops. You're late, Augusta. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to do? What do you have to report? What is this Insipid Town Festival really about?
Gus looked around nervously.
I think Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Heck, for once the rich guys are not trying to bring everything down. They're trying to help. Oh, I like this. This is a nice turnaround. It's Big Pharma that's trying to kill the town. They're the bad guys. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, rest, and he's not coming back. Sorry. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree that I'm turning Father's warehouse into a toxic jumping ground. That's just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damned backyard. Like at least 7 foot, right? They're dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. We're going to choose to be a part of that future or be forgotten in the past. It's a shame Father named you Augustus, but you always just be a Gus. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. There's also the kid that they adopted. It's getting late, children. Yes, I know. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. Do hate it when the villain makes a good point. There's the kid. The heiress's kid.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore,
His name's Solomon.
holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
I hate licorice. The black one, anyway. Red licorice, if it's like the fake licorice, is great. But like licorice, like... Ugh, no. It's worse than coconut. At least I can eat coconut. But, no, licorice. Ew. Sorry if anyone that likes it, I just really don't. Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Thought we might not always have family, though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. I can't say licorice would be my first choice. Oh my god, we agree! Oh! I'm vindicated. We can be friends. But whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Rhubarb and custard. Fudge. Kit Kats. Sour Patch Kids. Maltesers. Milky Way stars. Galaxy caramel. Chocolate orange. I'm just naming confections. Oh yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wonder why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. He must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. Nuncreed's in the phone box. Well, he's right. It's locked. It's got to be more clues. Oh, it's got to be more clues. Okay, let's see. Have you ever actually seen anyone use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No. Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That's not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Kran's new drugstore! I mean, underground secrets? The password?
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
It's like the entrance to something or other. Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad. Underground
secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic,
last time this
they
happened, we were
closed
being
their
kidnapped.
eyes, held their
This is
breath,
the shame route.
and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground. The air was stagnant.
It's a
and smelled
laundromat.
vaguely of chlorine.
What? You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I see that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the transdimensional conduits from Hank Atomic SU-12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like each of these has something written on them. Okay, well, I better look at the box first, because there's a shoot has a broken mask. So have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit. It must be Mr. Nuncreed. If it walks like an Uncreed and talks like an Uncreed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Mining operations Alpha. You guys have mines down here? All that I know of? Town's all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Like the internet. Harrowwood says you can only trust the miner up to the point where they hit gold. Sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. So think about Pa, you don't always realise what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest main office. Ah, well, that's where my mum works. What does she do? Science stuff? Is she involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why'd Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? I was starting to feel like something big. It's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing? I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide! Where? Tubes down here! Just get back. Please be Gran. Oh no, it's Mr. Nuncreed. Shit. Shit! Shit! Awesome. You wanted to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. They love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. So he's not all evil? We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
Joseph? His name's Joseph. Didn't we have a Who's Joseph earlier? You sound just like him. Who? Wait. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life, morals. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed farm. Oh, he did. No, he talked about Joseph was talked about in the notes, possibly. Joseph was doing the test results. Bright-eyed pharmacist, both hell-bent on helping folks. So he was his sidekick? No, we were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yeah, tool sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Look, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us, says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand, and he was willing to pay both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people, but the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic cyclic and Tavellum plotline. Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to the sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. Tried to keep you and Juniper out of this, but you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My Gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? It seems she's planning on crashing the town party. She's going to disrupt the festival. Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground layer we've busted into today. Honestly, how's as we cooler? She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain, but why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? If it tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze, and dear God, she's going to freeze us all. Yes, this happened twice already. You all need to run. Run where? Away. Far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. Can we do that? That looks fun. That did not go how I expected. We're not dead though. So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. Where did that one go? The mining. You good? Yeah! I love this town. Beck's like, I just got here, but there's conspiracies and everything.
Chapter 8.
Ooh.
The Cold, Hard Truth.
I wonder if this is the last chapter.
Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
That was intense? Yeah. I think I might have put some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any earth. Didn't feel like we travelled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. Gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Okay, so Sly Cop is going up here. It feels like there's possibly more. I kind of want to find out what's going on, but I also kind of want to stop because I'm hungry. Decisions. Let's check up there. Might have been an action or something. Okay. Looks like we aren't going back that way. They're in the town. I thought it looked familiar. This looks familiar, yeah? Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time. Nuncreed's getting away. It's like we're in Beacon Pines, but in the future? Or in an alternate something? Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I'm the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. I got it. That's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Brolo. Stick with me here. Our species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by travelling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. Is it the future? The past? A copy?
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me that doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. And your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Wallowing back held steadfast in awe, Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? I mean, so's yours? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change. Very convenient in a way just happened to land your pockets. That's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, he began to... Oh, we only have one option. Weep.
And in the stillness,
That means it's not the final
weep.
one. This is where we end and we pick up on the other.
It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly.
We pick up on Fight or Flight next time we stream
The
this.
tears
We're totally
crystallized
streaming it
as they
more.
hit the snow.
This is a great game. But it's on Game Pass, so you should definitely also play it.
Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
Yeah, we finally got another choice. So we finished with Sly, and now we're on Weep. But yeah, this is our only option, so once we finish this bit, and I don't know, I feel like this is probably not going to be a good end. Ah, maybe this is the good end goes up to the top here, and these just give us more information and more options to be able to carry this on. But yes, shame was Nuncreed trapping us in the phone box and taking us somewhere. But Fight or Flight was the clones, which was just weird. This feels like no one's got splashed by the weird thing except possibly our mum. We don't want this hazardous hectoring to happen. And our friend's not mad at us, so we just need to figure out how to save the town now. This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
We can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea,
Okay, so this
Gran
is definitely the end.
flung the torch into the deep darkness.
It ends in ice.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. you want things to change, then you must be willing
Before
to.
Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Yeah, this just gives me so many more questions, but this is the end of the stream. But hey, at least she's with her grandson. There we go, we've got a nice
only
end.
had time
And now
to
I can eat
spin
my
around
potato.
and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene.
But it's a split, and
In
we
a
just need another
town
split for
brought
it.
low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured
not
out
quite
where all the
finished
ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Sounds reasonable? Okay, so that's Weep. We have no other choices here, so we're just going to plonk it in Flight, so that hopefully we'll save.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left.
So I don't know where
Flight.
it saves. Or when it saves.
He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. Say your jokes. Fine. Know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket.
And then that should at least have saved. We will now hit the ending thing. Maybe a little bye-bye. We will hit the buy button. The buy. Not. Bye-bye. Bye. So yeah. Buy button. And yes, so reminder, no stream tomorrow. Dan, I'll see you tonight for some Minecraft Dungeons, and we have a special stream on Monday, so hopefully I will see the rest of you on Monday for a Halloween story time with Jessie. Details in the schedule below, because the times are changing in the UK tonight, so if you're in the US, anywhere else in the world that's not the UK, check the schedule, because the schedule should be right for your start time, your new start time, until times change for you too. If times change for you too, then it's fine. But we're back on GMT, so whatever difference you are from GMT from tomorrow will be what time I'm streaming. So yeah, thank you very much for Subterfuge for the resub, and everyone for being here. Lots of retweets and favourites of my tweet. This is a really good game, Beacon Pines. I got the code for streaming it, but it's also on Game Pass. And it's awesome. We will pick it up again after X Drive and do some more. For now, I've been Jo, otherwise known as Angel SK, and I bid you goodbye, because it's not quite nighttime, so goodbye. I'm gonna go eat a potato. Bye.